Welcome one and all to this third episode of this bonus series of D&D, which I have decided to name Series 4, so there you go. So from now on we're going to call it Series 4. I'm Mike.
And I'm Zoe.
And today we are going to continue working on this stuff. We've got the list. I have already verified with Mommy. I've actually showed her this and I asked her to interact with it while you were sleeping. And I asked her, how would you remove something from the list? And she didn't know, but then she guessed correctly to click again on the same object. The point is, it's annoying if you have to go to fruit, find the mangoes, and then click them. So there's quite a few things that we should do to possibly improve this. Number one is, I think these entries should have a little cross nearby if you hover them. So these should be interactive entries, I think. Okay, so that's going to make it a bit painful. And they should also have some kind of little box where you can type a note in there. So, for example, if you want to say mangoes 2, I thought we could have plus and minus, but it's kind of a pain in the bum because, for example, let me see. Mushrooms, you would never say 2. You would say a lot or a little. You would say a certain quantity in grams or something like that. I don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, zucchini though, you could say a number, right?
Yeah.
So it's quite painful for us to actually try and figure out what it is that Mummy may want to say. So I don't particularly think that's so useful. So what we're instead going to do is we're going to convert all of our text entries into actual objects. Okay? And these objects, when hovered, they're going to display a little cross to remove the object if we want to. And they're also going to have a little note box on the right, which will then add brackets and some instructions that Mommy can type whatever she wants in. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. So to do that, the first step is going to a prefab text item. We're going to have to open this. Now, you can see we already have a problem. The text is already here. That's not brilliant. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag it in, duplicate it, and we're going to drag it inside. Okay? And we're going to call this one text, and we're going to call this one item without text. Item. Now let's unpack this prefab completely. This one. So it's not the prefab anymore. But you see there's a plus here. It means that it's been added to this prefab. Also the prefab has changed names. So what we're going to do now is we're going to remove the text from the original. And you see that there's a minus here. It's telling us, hey, this thing doesn't exist. We're also going to remove the canvas renderer because we don't need it at all.
Okay.
Direct transfer can stay to whatever it wants. It's controlled by something else. Okay, now we're going to hit overrides, apply all. So it's now overriding this one, and you'll notice that this, if I open it, it now got the text in, but it's still called text item. That's because the overrides don't apply to names. Because it's a file. So anyway, we've renamed it now, and it's all good. Now we can delete this one from here. Now, in the item, if we open it, right, we need to have, again, a three horizontal layout system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we need the cross on the left and the
note on the right.
The note on the right. So horizontal layout group. We're going to do that, and then we're going to control the width and the height of the children. I'm going to open the bot because I forgot. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add that. So first of all, our cross is going to be a button, right? So we should drag a button into here, and you'll see it becomes I am massive.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at this button, which contains an image and a text, and we're gonna say to the text to auto size it and to be as small as 1, so it will become whatever size it needs to become.
Mm-hmm.
And the text is going to say X probably.
Not fruit.
Not fruit. In this case. So I don't particularly see the image. The problem is that this guy has 0, 0, 0, I think, as a size, effectively. So let's just sort of Control Shift Alt and there it's going to become basically as big as the entire thing, which is kind of silly, really, but it's okay. At least it gives us a decent idea.
Yeah.
So the text now, instead of it being up, we're gonna put it in the middle like this, and on the right of the text we are going, and you see how it's got this margin. I think that's unnecessary because of this button now. Okay, so we are going to go to extra settings and remove the margin. There we go. But we are going to add a spacing here of 20, for example, which seems pretty decent.
Okay.
Right? Again, don't necessarily worry about the sizes of things. Everything will change. Now, after the text, we need the input box. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on UI, Input Field Text Mesh Pro. Okay, so let's just call it Input Field. All right, and you'll see that there's all sorts of stuff here that we need to address. So number one, the text area in the input field. Okay, so the input field goes there, and that's fine, but it does have a background, which we will remove. Rather, we will leave it, but we will hide it completely.
Okay.
I'm actually not that certain. So it's gonna have a tint when you go and click on it, but no, it's applying to input field. That's odd. Whatever, let's leave that alone. So the input field background, what is it using? Oh, it's using this. Let's use the background. So now it's the same as that one. Oh, interesting. We could probably use just input field background for everything. Actually, it's kind of better. It's not great. So anyway, there it is. Now the text area, it's correct. It fits everything. You can see it's got some margins from the left and the top and the bottom. And in the end of the day, I don't think we need a top and a bottom, frankly. Left and right is probably fine. Yeah, placeholder. Now, placeholder and text are two essential elements, and they're both text elements, and you can see that they're all top. We want them in the middle. Okay. And instead of having them to the left, we're going to have them to the right, like this. So you can type whatever you want, perhaps the middle. Let's keep it on the right. It's probably fine. There we go. Now, this is not particularly elegant, and that's okay. But we are going to fix it only in-game. We cannot do it without seeing how this looks like in-game. All right? So, one thing is going to crash. And that is when you update the grocery list display, we instantiate and it says set text right away. That's not going to work because we don't have the Text Mesh Pro GUI anymore. We have something else. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a script for it. You can call this one item. And we are going to go to the prefabs. And we're going to select our item. And we're going to add a component. Actually, I don't want to do it that way because I like to keep that component saved, sort of. I'll put the item component right here. And there we go. There's the item component, and we can open it. This one is going to become fundamental. It's going to need a setup method, so you can actually create it right away. Public void setup. Public void.
Oops.
That's going well. Void setup item. So it's item open around. It's definitely going to need a field that's a string. So you're going to need a string ID. Close round, open a squiggle, save. Yes. Now, this thing, right? We are going to have the cross button to remove it, okay? And we're also going to have the input field, okay? So the input field is clickable and will be modifying certain things. So we're going to need some kind of call from the input field to here to save some information. So let's see. Yeah, but there's no clicking on it, so I don't think that will matter. Yeah, maybe we don't need to do anything else. But the button is a good example. So the button has an ID, it also has an image, and it also has text. Now we are definitely going to have this, and we're definitely going to have this. So you can copy this and put it right here. I don't know that it needs to be public. You can copy this and you can put it right here. Then here we're
You need
also
to make it using Text Mesh Pro.
Yep. Let's just go grab it. We may want the UI as well. I don't think so. Copy and paste it here. Save. And what you also want is you want a button. Now I can't quite remember, but I do think our buttons actually have a no, they have a button highlight state, but not a button type. Oh, see, the problem with this button is that it's on press. It actually does a certain thing. Aha, we need another space. And that space is going to be a remove item. Now, if the custom button that's being set up, we should check the item. TM text, get set text ID. So I don't see any problems, actually. I think it'll be safe. It'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. But here we can write right away. You go case, tab, dot. Yeah, just put a dot. It'll fix itself. Remove item.
Oops, wrong button.
Just type R. There it is. Hit tab, colon, enter break, tab. Yep. Break caca. Alright, so we got the break. Now, App Manager is going to have to do something. See, that's interesting because it's not really the App Manager. It's going to be a certain the item parent. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a private item item parent. And here you're gonna say item underscore space underscore item parent equals null. So by default it's always null, so it's an optional thing. Because it's optional, all of our calls to set up buttons don't result in an error now, because this one's optional. So you can copy item parent, you can paste it right here, go equals, underscore, and then paste again. Semicolon. Alright, so we're going to assign it at setup. Okay, so now here you would say item parent dot something. We don't have it. But you can put a public void remove. Remove. Open close round. Ooh, that went well. I don't know what you pressed. That it has decided. You probably pressed tab. You can't press tab save there because it means that you're accepting some default method that already exists or something. So anyway, public void remove, that's what we're going to call remove. Open close round, semicolon. And you can already use this copy, go paste, and it's already correct. Save.
I cut it.
Oh, did you? Then paste it again. Save. So, no, Control A is not save. Okay, so remove. This will remove itself because it will set item ID. And if the item already exists, then, which obviously it does because you're on it, then it will remove it. It's a bit of unsafe code here, but it should be fine. Now, setup item. The first thing we can do is put an underscore in front of ID here. Copy this ID, paste it, equals underscore ID. Semicolon. So that's the first thing. Then we need to find the text, and for the text we can copy this guy, basically. Copy, pasta, and you can also copy this and pasta. Let's save. So that's all correct. So we got
It
the
won't
ID.
be text though.
Eh?
I don't think it will be text, right?
I think it's called exactly text. So in the prefab item, it's got text right here.
Yes.
So that's fine. Then there's the input field, and that one we need to go and pick up. So you're gonna need a private input field. There it is. Hit tab and call it TMU underscore note semicolon. And you're also going to need a private custom button. Yeah, there it is. And call it remove button. Open, close. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Now, here you can go look for it. So copy, pasta, take all of this, pasta, and I don't remember what we called it, so let's go find it. It's called button. I don't like that name. Put remove with a capital. Goodness me, Zoe. You're a bit of a pain in the side today, aren't you? Pay attention to what you type. Come on. Remove button. Copy this, paste it here. Then you can say remove button dot setup button or whatever it's called. There it is. Oh, one down. Tab dot setup. There it is. Hit tab, open round. Now it wants a space, so hit tab right away. Dot, and the space is remove item, comma. The ID is irrelevant, so give. No, it's not irrelevant. Give it an X. So shift X, yeah, like that. That would mean remove, comma. And item parent is not null, it's this. Same in close round, semicolon. So that's the button dealt with. Then we've got the input field, which is a TMU note. So you can copy this, paste it here, copy all of this, paste it here, and we called it input field. Let's rename it to note. Type note. So you can say note right here, and then you can copy this class, paste it here, save. Now, I don't quite remember this, but basically on setup, what we want to do is we want to reset it. So it's gonna be copy this, paste it here, dot, try text, equals, and go empty, semicolon. We'll try this. Now for our placeholder text, we're gonna give it a text, which is gonna be something like just 3 dots. We're gonna keep it just like that, okay? And then if the text you enter something, vertex color, I'd like it to be, so first of all, I'd like it to use, this material, that's fine. The placeholder, I think we're gonna go with white, but still semi-transparent. And then the text area's background is actually going to be something very dark.
Okay.
Like so. Alright, now we'll see, this obviously all looks wrong. You can see that the text is tiny, 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 and one thing we forgot to do is to give it a size. Now this text size is 16 to 32. We're going to do exactly the same with this one. So auto size, perhaps a bit smaller. So 14 to 30 we're going to do. And there we go. So it's going to be 3 dots and it's just empty. Now we're going to worry later about showing them and hiding them, okay? For now it's not a problem. Good. So this is almost in a good spot. So setup item, that's good. And I think for now we're gonna stop here and we're just gonna test it out. So now, however, here app manager, we need to change this. So it's going to be instantiated, and here you put item with a capital I, and then it's going to be setup item. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, rename this one. Control R twice. You can't do it right now. We'll do it later. Open around, and it should be k dot value square bracket I. Close the round, save, and it's gonna be with a capital U. Oh, my bad. Hit Control R twice and then say capital U, because you've done it on the button, right?
Yeah.
Save. Okay, so now let us see how this is performing. It should at least work, and the button may also work. So blueberries, away with the blueberries. Now you can see that it's not optimal how tall they are, and there's other things that are not optimal. How
Their sizes are changing.
Yes. So we are going to apply some clever stuff. Now we're gonna do it right away while in game, just so it gives us the opportunity. Okay, we're also gonna do another thing, and I'm gonna show you in a moment. But first of all, item clone. Item clone, that's the one we're looking at. So we're going to tell the remove button that it's going to have a layout element, and it's going to have a minimum width of 10. Then the note is also going to have a layout element, which is also going to have a minimum width of, say, 100. Not really sure, right? And the text, which is also going to have a layout element, which is going to have a preferred width of 2000. So let's see what happens now. That's how it looks like. That's not very good, right?
Yeah.
We need our note to be a little larger. So let's go with 200. Yeah, that's not bad.
And X to be a little larger too.
And the X
You can barely see
needs
it.
to be 50.
That's good.
Okay, we'll worry about the text being this huge in a moment. So, okay, that's looking decent, I think. Well, we need to apply that to our prefab because we haven't done it. So, in the item, we're gonna go remove button, layout element, and minimum width, and we said 50. I would almost go 60. And then the note, we also said a layout element,
I think it was
which had a minimum width of 200. And then the text area, the text rather, which also had a layout element with a preferred width of 2000. And there we go. Now let's take a look at this silly guy over here. Here it says auto size option, and for some reason it goes from 1 to 72, and it does take the 72. Let's stop at let's say 28, because that's smaller than this one. Let's also give it a loud red color, like that. And in fact, to this text, let's simply give it a black color. Or a really, really dark gray may be good. I don't know. It's using outline. What if we use this one? Yeah, let's try this for now, and then we'll see. So let's test it again. Now you'll see that all of them will keep a similar thing.
It's kind of hard to read now.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, I mean, the dark red doesn't make any sense to me. So let's go back to the outline, which isn't an outline, but we were inconsistent, so that's what we called it. So we did give it that ridiculous dark red. Let's try a dark blue, something. I don't want pitch black, you know? I mean, because pitch black are the titles, but perhaps it would be a good idea for it to be pitch black. Let's go, pitch black, off you go. Let's test again. Okay, much more readable for sure.
Yep.
Okay, now you'll see here, you can type things. Then press enter and leave them like that. Now that's not good enough for now. You'll notice that they disappear right away, by the way.
Yeah, they need to stay.
That's an important issue. Do you know why that's happening? Because we're rebuilding the list every time.
Oh.
So this is actually a pretty decent issue. Yeah, it's something that's not good. We need to store those in a list of some sort. Probably local. Yes. So, let me think for a moment. Anyway, so this should work. It does. Now, I don't like it that they're all sort of spaced out like this. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I think we had it so that the list BG wouldn't actually control the height, but it does. That's odd. I thought it wouldn't. Well, it's the category, I guess. Okay, that's really not... I mean, it's not bad, but it's... yeah.
Crammed.
It certainly is. Holy moly, that didn't go well. I controlled the... Oh, maybe we need to remove that? I'm not sure. Let's take a look. No. Okay, so do we actually have to control the height? Yeah. No, I mean, this is not too bad. It's not pretty, but it's not horrendously bad in the end of the day. Because if you happen to have everything, grapes, kiwis, lemons, limes, mangoes, oranges, pears, pineapples, pomegranates, watermelons, no vegetables, you go with all of them. And see what happens to our silly buttons. Okay. You can see how little everything is becoming. And there could very well be more. I think it's also quite interesting that the text from fruit and stuff is...
huge.
No, it's kind of floored. Yeah, you see it's being squished. And I think, yeah, its minimum size is being hit. Yeah, so we can put it at 16 as minimum size and then it'll fit. But still, I mean, we will start having problems. Reading these notes will become very difficult. If we want to leave everything in one single thing, we should probably make this a scrollable list eventually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit painful. This, a little bit painful. So list category. Let's open it real quick. There's a text title. Let's tell the text title that it can be a minimum of 20 or whatever. So that should do. Okay, now let's focus on fixing that note. So note. Okay, so the note needs to interact with things. Let's see. On focus, select all. Yeah, I like that. Reset on deactivation, I guess. Restore on escape key. Yeah, that's fine. Hide soft keyboard. Hide mobile input. That's fine. Read only rich text. Not really. Custom caret color. No, that's fine. Caret width, it's fine to be 1. The caret is the thing that sort of flashes when you're typing.
Oh.
Point size 14. I guess it's fine. I don't think that changes anything. Okay, now here we have some callbacks. On value changed, on end edit, on select, on deselect. So on value changed is what matters to us. Something will happen. What will happen? We're going to give it item. And we're going to go to item and then do something, but it's not here. Okay?
Okay.
So we need to create a public void. Public void receive note. That's not how you spell receive. Open, yeah, open it, close, save. So receive note. Change this to change note. Save. And basically we need to take the text, and I think we need to remove the last character if I remember. There's a bit of a bug. So create a string here, call it a note equals, and you're gonna copy note, paste, rather dot text, dot remove, open, copy this entire thing, paste it, dot length, yeah, there it is, -1, comma, 1, close round, semicolon. It may not be happy. I don't remember if this actually returns a string. It does, so I think we'll be okay. So basically we're removing the last character because I think the last character is some kind of space or something silly that we don't need. Anyway, we'll see if I'm right or wrong. This needs to go to the app manager. And we don't really have a list for these. So we have list of item buttons. No, we don't care about that. So you can see that these items are not actually stored in a list, which is interesting. So let's see. Get list of item for each in dictionary list. So we do have a dictionary list that's saving this stuff, but we don't have a note. We should probably have a list of notes or a dictionary of notes. So let's do that. Type here private, not partial, private. Well, you need to go all the way back. Space, dictionary. There it is. Open, yeah, and go string, comma string. Close of type, dict underscore notes. Semicolon. Save.
Oh, I did get fixed.
Okay. No, I can't remember where we create the grocery list. Aha. Create grocery list. So here you can copy these two methods, paste them here. Clear. Okay, so for this one's gonna be grocery notes. This is gonna be notes, and this is gonna be notes. Then for each key value pair based on dictionary groceries. Wait.
This needs to become notes, right?
Wait, I'm thinking.
Oh.
That's in the database, so no, it doesn't need to become notes. I think this dictionary should effectively be empty. This one should become notes here. Copy. Pasta.
And there too.
And copy and pasta. Save. So clear grocery notes is effectively all we need, and then we're gonna need to add to a grocery notes. So we're gonna delete this completely. We don't actually need it. Save. Now copy clear grocery notes and paste it here. Semicolon. Open close round. Actually cut. This needs to be here. Save. Save. Now we need to think for a moment. We're gonna need a public void receive grocery note, open round, and string. It's gonna be an underscore ID, and then comma string underscore note. Yeah, put a space here. Close the round, open the squiggle. Save. Okay, so the first step is to find out whether our dictionary of notes already contains a note for this. So it's going to be copy, paste, and you're going to say if open round dictionary dot contains key, that's the one, open round underscore ID, ID, close round again, open a squiggle, hit enter, let's save. I have a worry about something we've done before. Here you're going to check if note is empty, equals empty, empty.
Oh, empty as in empty.
Close round, it's a string, open a squiggle here, close. Then we're going to remove that key. So copy, paste, dot, remove, open round, ID. No, it's underscore ID, copy, paste. Semicolon, save. Okay, so that goes away. Else, open, copy, paste, open square, underscore ID, close square, equals, underscore note. Semicolon. Save. Now, else, open, close, copy the notes, paste, dot add, open round, underscore ID, comma, underscore note. Close round, semicolon. Now that's actually a bit wrong. Copy this, paste it here, and close, save. We're only going to add it if the note is not empty. If the note is empty, then whatever. So let me reason through this with you. So first of all, you need to receive what item this applies to. Okay, we don't actually care about the category in this case, because this dictionary is sort of standalone for the items. So what happens is whenever you launch the software, the entire notes always get completely deleted, hence the clear grocery notes. Then receive grocery note is going to be called every time you change. So when it's going to be on value changed, right, it's going to call change note, and change note is going to send the information necessary to our app manager, which is going to receive the item, let's say peaches or whatever, which I don't even know if we have in our lists, do we? I don't think so. So peaches, and then it's going to receive for example, whatever, Johnny, I don't care. It's going to receive some text, right? Then it's going to check if the dictionary of notes already contains peaches. That means we already have a note saved for the peaches. If the answer is yes, okay, let's go check. If the note that we're receiving right now is empty, this means we have deleted the note that we previously had. So we're gonna go to the peaches, and we're gonna delete it. That's what this is for. If instead the note we've just received is something else, suppose it was 4 before, it's 5 now. Dictionary of notes ID is going to receive 5, and it's going to become 5 from now on. Okay. However, if it did not contain the key, this means there was no note before. So we're going to check if the note is different than empty, then we're going to add a new note for peaches with the current note, say 5. If the note, however, that we just received is empty, I don't know what just happened, but suppose you clicked on the thing and then you pressed escape or something, okay, then we don't want to change anything because that note really isn't a note. So you can copy this grocery note, you can paste it here, open round, copy this bit, paste it here, and receive grocery note, you need to send it to the ID, which is our ID, so ID, comma, note, close round, semicolon, or select all, that's also an option. Okay, so that should do. Now we should be able to now tell our note here in its runtime only item change note, and that's it. So every time the value of this thing changes, there's a callback that listens, and you go, hey, my value has changed, and it's going to update that over there. So now we have that note. Now there's another problem. We need to tell this guy that it can have a note. So go string underscore note equals empty, quote, quote. And copy this note, paste it here. My bad. There, save. So now the note is going to be given to the text right away when we set it up, but by default it's empty. So what we can do in the app manager, when we go to update the grocery list and we send this thing, etc., we need to also decide if we're going to send it a note or not. So that decision will be made here, I guess. So let's create a string note right here. String note equals empty. Not for e equals empty. You forgot an equals. You forgot a semicolon. I've got you. That would actually be correct. That's funny. Save. Okay, and here you can say if, put it around, dictionary of notes contains, copy all of this, paste it. Now ID is obviously wrong. We're looking for key value I. So copy this and close. Shift tab, save. Copy equals. Copy the notes, paste, open square, k value I, copy, paste, close square, semicolon, save. So now we got a note, and now here we can send it the note. Save. Which at this point means that we could probably not be empty, but whatevs. So that should do. Let's see if it's going to work. So first of all, they should be cleared. Then we had apples. Ah, bummer. We forgot to update this and this. Okay. So we had apples, right? Now apples doesn't have anything. Type hi. Hit enter. Remove. Oh, see, it's removed the extra letter.
Yeah.
Your daddy's a poodle. So apparently we didn't need to make that change. This one. So just say text. Save. I don't know why, but that issue does present itself on Thrustership, and I had to remove it. But I think it may be on a different type of box. Anyway, so apples. Type whatever you want. Blah. Done. Blah. Now I'm going to click on bananas, and it's not stayed.
We forgot to press enter.
Okay, so that's bad. We don't want that, right? Mommy will not press enter, I'm sure. So we need to try and see. So on deselect, right? We can call item change note as well. Let's see what it says. Reset on deactivation. Let's untick that and see if that does it. Let's see. Fruit, apples, type blah. Nope. So that doesn't change anything of what we wanted. So that leaves us with only one option. And this, by the way, is why I absolutely hate using other people's classes and other people's tools, because they're always rubbish. Right? They're always difficult to understand. I have no idea what any of this means, and there's no documentation of this, if I remember correctly, by the way. At any rate, we are going to simply state on deselect, go to item, change note. So whenever you deselect, it's also going to change note. On end edit, could be exactly the same. Let's also go to item, change note. So let's see if this will work. But sure, it's fine. I don't care. Remove caps lock though for later. What the? Oi! Do I actually need to deselect? Ooh. What happened there? That was crazy. Let's try this again. So I have deselected. Okay, we need to check if change note is being called.
Find.
Type debug.log. Open round note. Close round semicolon. Do I have to create my own input text? Please say no. It's already done it. It does it every letter.
Yep.
So okay, I'll hit enter. Remove apples, add apples. That is strange. So this is working for sure every time, so that's safe. So the only problem I can imagine is this. Type debug.log underscore note underscore note close round semicolon. So now this one for sure the first time is going to be an empty string. Wait, let me not maximize and play so we can see much better. Okay, so we got fruit, apples, and you see it's empty. That's fine. Now it should have worked. Remove apples, add apples. It's empty again. Alright, that means that it's not being correctly sent somehow. Let's look at the app manager. And here, debug.log. Open round, underscore ID, comma, underscore note. Close round. Comma is going to be wrong, my bad. It's a plus. Plus. Not minus, but oh gosh darn it. Save. Alright, let's try this again. So it should actually be called as soon as the thing is added, so we should get 2. We only got 1. That one. Oh yeah, right. Never mind. That's correct. So type something. So it should be called a bunch of times. So you see, it's called apples, and it's being added.
Yeah.
Ooh. That is interesting. Okay. So all of this has indeed happened. Let's hit enter just in case. We should get yet another call. And that's fine. Now I'm going to remove the apples. It's interesting that it was called there and now it's not there. Okay, so that must mean that here our note is remaining empty. Strange. So here you can debug.log, open round, and go actually copy all of this, paste it, close round, semicolon. I don't know if this is gonna work. It doesn't contain apples, that's correct. Now we got the apples, we get an empty, that's fine. Just G is sufficient. Click away. We need to just wait a moment, let me close that window because they're conflicting. Now I'm going to remove apple, we still get G, 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 etc. So clear it. Apples. We never get there. We never get here. So it doesn't contain K value. Copy all of this. Paste it here. Remove dict notes. Save. Okay. We need to debug this guy. I don't know why it's not happening. It looks like the note is being deleted or something. But the debug log is not showing it, so that's peculiar. Type G. Vzg, that's fine. So we had an apples there, and that's fine. So it says apples, VG, whatever, remove. Okay. Now, apples. It says apples. A? How? What? Hey, hello. Clear grocery list display. No, that's fine. It destroys or I must say I'm a bit confused. Add plus copy this, paste it, dot count. Save. So let's see if there are any elements in the dictionary. That is very, very peculiar. I'm a bit confused. So fruit, apples. Apples count 0. I like that. Type any letter. Count. Okay, apples G, that's fine. Remove. Apples count 0. Apples count 0. Okay, so somebody is removing the thing. The only one that removes the thing is this guy. Type debug.log quote hello. Close quote, close round, semicolon. That's the only option that I see, unless the entire list is being destroyed, which is also possible. I don't know. So fruit, apples, type a letter. Click away. Okay, still no evidence that this has happened. Boop. Boop. Nope. I do not see it. So another option is that it never gets added. Dictionary contains key ID. That should be false. Note is not is not empty. Bananas. Save.
When you said that it wasn't empty, I was confused because there were 2 equals.
Save. All right. I'm fairly confident this is gonna fix basically everything. So you can go. Save. And is there anything else that needs to go? No. All right. Now I reckon it's going to work. Bloody hope so. Fruit, apples. Type something. So the bananas are now R2. Why are the bananas R? Yeah, thanks, but apples, bananas, everything is R now. Hey? Oh, I know. Save. I know what's happening. The issue is we assign notes very stupidly. So here, but it doesn't reset. So copy this, paste it here, save. So every time the note needs to be reset and then checked. Now it's going to work. Now don't type R, it's too short. I need something more than R.
Okay, I'll type a lot.
Also, wait a moment. It's kind of annoying that that R was that small. Well, type something.
There.
Okay, so now bananas and apples. And you can see that that's kept. Really freaking annoying that it's pointing to the left. I know there are problems with this thing.
It's also tiny.
This is easily Stephen Bouchard's worst tool by a distance. That's the developer of this thing, right?
Oh.
It's supposed to be right facing. Can you clarify to me why it looks left facing? And it's become tiny as well. Do you know what? I think it's the parent object that is forcing that. Friggin' incredible. How annoying. Okay, so let's see. Point size. What? Content type standard, single line. That's fine. Oh, that must be why I have that bug in Trusteeship as well. Damn. I think the point size is deciding the size of the text. I think the fact that it's all the way to the left cannot be edited. Oh, that's painfully annoying. Okay, let's cave. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell these two, you guys are actually gonna be to the left. And we also said auto size options is between 14 and 30. let's try a few tricks here. So type tmu_note. Yeah, dot. Try U for update. There needs to be a set text without notify. Rebuild. What does this do? Obviously it's not documented. Could be. Could be force. What about activate? Let's try this. Open, close, round, semicolon. Let's try and see if that's going to force it to be large. So now it's left oriented. Okay, type something. Click away. Close apples, open apples. And see, it's activated it, but until you change one letter, type anything, boop.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I hate these bugs. That's very unprofessional. Try rebuild or force. Force something. Type force label update. Save. I don't think this will change anything, but let's try. Fruit, apples, type something. Nope. Yeah. No, that doesn't do it either. Try set. What was it? Something like set.
Text without notify, I think.
Text without notify. Copy note. Paste. Save. Just save it for now. This may even not be necessary. Save. I like that as an idea. I have no idea if it's gonna work. Fruit, apples, type. Yeah, close. Nope. No! Okay, let's at least see if the point is what decides that. Let's put it on 30. Let's put that. And then let's see. Fruit, apples, type something. That's enough. Nope, not even that. Holy bloody. How? Okay, let me see what's happening, and we're gonna force it ourselves. But I don't think we kinda can. So let's see. Text. So what's the situation? Okay, so font size is 14 for some reason. It's also theoretically facing left, but it really isn't. Wowzers. So if I now click facing right, for example, and now it fixes it. Yeah, so it has to force some kind of update. So that's what's happening. All right, maybe we can fix this, but it is not going to be fun. We're gonna put it centered, actually. I keep changing my mind on this. So number 2, I want you to copy this and paste it twice. I want you to copy this placeholder. Actually, call it TMU and type placeholder. Wait, undo again. Yeah, that's enough. Placeholder. And just add a U. Save. All right, copy this. Paste it here. Equals. Copy this. Paste it here. Dot transform. And now, not dot type. Dot transform. And now, okay, text space area, dot find, Okay. Copy this, paste it here, and it's text area. So type text space, it's a space area slash and placeholder. Holder. Copy all of this, paste it here, copy this, paste it here, copy this, paste it here, save. Cut this, paste it here, copy this, paste it here, and copy this and paste it here. Dot. I have no idea. Let's see. Unregistered dirty layout, update font asset, update mesh padding, update vertex data, start set all dirty, send message, set clip, set layout, dirty, set material, dirty, set native size, set text. Rebuild. Try that. Open round, tab, dot. Do that, close round, semicolon, and copy all of this, paste it, save. I genuinely don't know, I'm fumbling here, I have no idea. It's just to force it to make sense. So, type something, yeah, close, open, and of course, no. Alright, so rebuild doesn't do what I hoped it would do. Keep exploring. Now you understand how frustrating this is. On rebuild requested, on call, layout complete, is destroyed, is invoke, and invoke, get type, get component, none of that, equals, call, crossfade, color, clear mesh, cancel invoke, broadcast message, calculate layout, input horizontal, none of these. I've got a few ideas. Actually undo, sorry. Undo again. Alignment, try that. Equals. Text number options dot. And we said it's middle, center, or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Midline, I guess. Semicolon. Copy this entire thing. Paste it here. Save. Now, basically what we're trying to do is to force it to update visually. Right? And I don't know that this will work. It might, but I doubt it. Yeah, press some keys. Don't press like everything. Don't press control. Hey, victory!
Yay!
Type something. Okay. Away with the apples, away with the bananas, apples and bananas. Yay!
Hey! And just in time.
Have it! We have defeated you by cheating.
Is this the same problem you have in Thirsty Ship?
Possibly.
Then maybe you could fix it.
Maybe I could fix it exactly like this. Yeah, that's true. It's something I can look into. At any rate, so we've added notes, we've stored the notes. So that's good. And they get kept. So you can add and remove bananas, whatever, and they apply to that. So if we remove bananas and we add them back, there they are. Bananas, add them back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not bad. I don't know how I feel about the fact that now you can click on this button to remove the bananas again. I also don't really like how this is being spaced, but I think I'm gonna have to live with it based on the current situation. So cabbage, carrots, celery, cucumbers, garlic, mushrooms, onion, peppers, potatoes, radishes, zucchini. Okay, it's all readable. The button is there. It's clickable. It's very evidently clickable, etc., etc. Now, one thing we may want to do, but I'm not sure, is make it so that this button doesn't appear until you're actually hovering on apples. But I don't know. What do you think? Because it's a bit busy with all these buttons.
I think this is fine.
Okay.
Because of the hovering, it shows directly which one you are on. Because of the yellowness, it shows which one you are on.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm just saying it's unnecessary to see that button. But it's fine. Yes. I mean, we could also make it so that instead of there being a button, you can just click on the actual text. But it's kind of worrying because we want to click here. Anyway, let's do one last thing before we go. I want you to type this and go base something. I don't remember. Base selection base. That's the one. Save. So now when you select something on the field, it's going to pick that. Put this one on selection base as well. Semicolon. I mean close. Save. So now let's see if this works. So if we hit play and then boom, boom. All right. So now if I am on the scene and I click here, we should get the button, and we do. And if I click here, we should get the item, and we do. That's what selection base is for. So, and if I hit here, now it says note, but if I click away, it picks up the note. So that must be a selection base too. Haha, who knew? Again, other people's tools. But here you'll see if I click on vegetables, it gets the button. And if you click it again, it gets the text. And if you click it again, it gets the image, etc. So it keeps on trying to figure out something based on selection. Quite clever. And that's what selection base is for. And I got the entire item as opposed to getting the text, which is fine. And if I click it again, I'm going to get the text. Alright, so that'll be enough for today. We were a bit slower than I was hoping, but we do have notes for absolutely every item. So I think that next time we are actually going to explore saving. Yes, we need to save, adding and removing stuff, etc, etc. And we are going to use the simple player prefs because they also work on internet builds, which is where this thing is going to be. So it's going to be stored in the cookies.
In the cookies?
Cookies are basically saving systems for internet browsers. They're called cookies.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bye bye.
Bye.